This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Well, day 8 of Eagles training camp. A lot to discuss here. Vic Fangio's press conference. The Eagles signed a linebacker today. Johnny Wilson is having another great day, and a lot more to talk about regarding the Philadelphia Eagles preseason in a few days. Another team, another jersey. Let this whole thing unfold. Can't wait. So let's get straight into all the news.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I hope everyone's enjoying their work week because in a few days, we're actually going to be watching a football game. Yeah, it's not regular season, but now it's time to see what this roster can do and to really see who is going to really pan out, who is going to claw them ways to the top of this roster to fight for those roster spots, to fight for those position battles that we've been dealing with for a while. Now, we're going to be talking about Vic Fangio's press conference. He did have a press conference this morning, a lot to discuss there. Now, he did talk about Milton Williams and how much of a really good camp that he's had. Funny enough, he did talk about a story last year where the Dolphins actually tried to trade for Milton Williams, which I don't think we even heard any news on that. That must have been really behind the scenes. Howie Roseman really turning that down, so I'm not really surprised on that. He talked, there was a question asked about a player that's been, surprising, that's been really, giving the defense trouble a little bit, that's been noticeable. It's been Johnny Wilson playing inside, outside receiver, as he said, smooth route running, doing a really good job. He even talked about Jalen Hurts and not being careless with the football and being very safe against his defense during this training camp period. So a lot of, we all know Jalen Hurts has looked really sharp this offseason and hopefully to see more going forward. So I thought, those were a few key points to really talk about from the press conference. And, we have a lot more going on during this practice as well, because it looks like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson had a little bit of an injury scare today because he did leave practice with an injury. Don't know what it was, but everyone said he was okay. And then he just kneeled on the sideline. The rest of practice didn't really involve himself in any more activities. So James Bradbury did take his place at that first safety spot next to Reed Blankenship. Don't want to lose Chauncey. I'm already worried about the safety depth as it is right now because it's abysmal. It's literally nothing. You don't have Mario Goodrich anymore. Mekhi Gardner has a hamstring injury, I think, still. I mean, you have some injuries at that safety spot right now, so you don't want to make it worse. If Chauncey, needs some rest this week, don't put him in the game this week. It's not important to put him in the game this week. I'm not really worried about him too much. So if the guy needs to rest, just let him rest. Now we have the injury report for the Philadelphia Eagles as of right now for day 8. So Oren Burks, Paris Campbell, Mekhi Gardner, Brandon Smith did not practice. Limited Mekhi Becton, Josh Jobe, Eli Ricks, and Tyler Steen. But at the end of the day, you do get Tyler Steen, you do get Mekhi Becton back at practice, which is a fantastic thing. Now, Mekhi Becton did start at right guard, but like I said, they're both limited, so couldn't do much of everything, but they're coming back slowly. We'll see what their status is going into the preseason game this week. I would say they're going to be fine if they are limited as of right now, getting them ready a few days before the first game this week in Baltimore, so we'll see what happens with that, but nice to see that Tyler Steen is back. And even with Tyler Steen back right now, Mekhi Becton's still taking that starting spot. So going to be interesting down the line of what really happens here. Now, the Eagles did sign a linebacker as of right now. So Shaquille Quarterman joins the Eagles. The Eagles waive offensive line Jason Poe. And from what I'm seeing from Quarterman, okay, now Quarterman is 26 years old. He has only played 16% of defensive snaps in 4 years. That's it. I think because Oren Burks is out, maybe this is the reason why they signed him. Now Quarterman he was with the Eagles during minicamp this past offseason, so the Eagles know about him. He's not a brand new player, so they've had him in the building before. Now, he played 62% of special teams in 2020, 51% in 2021, 67% in 22, and 51% in 23. So big special teams guy. This is making me nervous in a lot of aspects because I feel like it's just, man, like this is what they sign at linebacker. No, I'm not expecting no big move or nothing, but man, if Zach Bond and Devin White, and they did start today with the first team, not surprised, but those two really have to stay healthy before I really see anything else from Nakobe Dean, from Trotter Jr., Brandon Smith, whoever else is going to be on this team at this point. I got to see more. Somebody has really got to step up because they're literally replacing a guy that's probably not even going to make the team at this point. It's bad. And we'll talk about Nakobe Dean later in this video, but Nakobe Dean didn't really have a good day today. He had a couple good plays today, but what you're lacking in this defense is coverage linebackers. And I think there's more of them that can't do it than I think Devin White can at points. I think he could go after the quarterback really well, but he is a nice balance and he can do it. Zach Bond, pure coverage guy, good balance there. And really behind that, there's really nothing much. And I don't want to crap on the position, but since we changed our philosophy, we signed a running back to big money, which we never do. 12 million a year for Saquon Barkley. The one other thing they haven't done is draft a linebacker high and pay a guy. And after this year, you better pay somebody. If Zach Bond or Devin White plays good, and they're relatively young, especially Devin White at 26 in his prime, okay, is the perfect time to sign him if he has a fantastic year. So Shaquille Quarterman, not striking my fancy, but I guess this is just a camp body at this point because Oren Burks has had the knee injury for really since the beginning of training camp. Who knows if it was even longer than that going forward. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm still confused on the whole situation. Now, cornerbacks, obviously, Isaiah Rodgers takes the fourth day straight at cornerback 2. Keely Ringo only had 3 days, so really Rodgers is beating him there, opposite of Slay, and Quinyon Mitchell on the inside for another day, okay? Now, Isaiah Rodgers, to me, has gotten the more valued starts because Keely Ringo, before they were in full pads, had starts, and he was starting the number 2 in front of Isaiah Rodgers when the pads are off. Now the pads are on. They've been on the last few days. Isaiah Rodgers has taken every single day. Quinyon's still on the inside at this point. I still don't know what's going to happen here. With Cooper DeJean, I saw him working out. He was doing some stretches. He was doing a little tiny bit of jogging, a little bit of movement today. So it's a good sign that he could be coming back. I'm hoping by the Sunday after this preseason game on the 11th. That's what I'm really hoping he's coming back because he'll be in time for joint practices. He'll be back in time for 2 preseason games. Getting mental reps is one thing, but your body's not even ready for your body's not ready in the NFL mode, really, on this part of the game now that he really needs to practice and hasn't done it yet. And so he really needs to catch up when he gets back. Isaiah Rodgers is looking pretty good, is really solidifying that number 2 spot. And God knows what's going to happen with Quinyon and how they're going to work this whole thing out. And I think these preseason games are going to matter 100% of how these guys are going to look and who they really throw out there with the first team to see and obviously work that rotation a little bit, like I said, during these preseason games. So that's what your secondary looks like as of right now. Isaiah Rodgers actually had a really good play today, a good run tackle today, which was fantastic. Kind of closed on the gap with his speed. I mean, people actually at practice today were like, man, Isaiah Rodgers is really fast. Yeah, he is. He runs like a 4.3. Guy has that really good closing speed, and that's what you get in a good cornerback with Isaiah Rodgers. This guy's a literal starter in the league. I mean, literally, like you have a starting caliber cornerback in the building. What Isaiah Rodgers has over these other guys right now is that he's got some years. He's got 3 years over everybody at this point. He's been in the NFL for a few years. He was suspended last year. The only team that was interested in signing Isaiah Rodgers while he was suspended was the Philadelphia Eagles. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a lot to say to the league when it comes to his play. And he's coming for it all, man. I mean, look, I can't say that Isaiah Rodgers has done worse than Quinyon, but he hasn't. He's played better than any of the corners that we've had right now. So it's just kind of crazy. Johnny Wilson, man, is just tearing it up yet again. Jalen Hurts to Johnny Wilson, threw the ball behind him a little bit, but still caught it. Had another one over Keely Ringo in the end zone for a touchdown. So it looks like Johnny Wilson is just using that size that he has with his height and his long arms, his big hands, and he is taking advantage. Red zone, he's become a big part of being a red zone threat for the Philadelphia Eagles. Can't wait for preseason to see what else he could do, but Johnny Wilson is really making his case. Britton Covey and Johnny Wilson have been making their case the last few days, and, because of these injuries too, Paris Campbell, guys have to step up, and these are the opportunities that these guys do get. Britton Covey's not wasting any time with the opportunities. Johnny Wilson, when given the opportunity, when he's not on, rotating into the second team or he's on third team, when he gets first team reps, you get to really see how these guys flash, and, iron sharpens iron. Let these backups, let these late round picks start facing the top talent to our defense and see what these guys could do. Has been playing inside, outside receiver. Johnny Wilson, another banger of a day. And man, it looks really good. Looks really, really good. I mean, even today we saw A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith once again. Devontae Smith having a big catch over Quinyon Mitchell. A.J. Brown, it literally, I think, almost broke, made Darius Slay trip on himself. That's how crazy his route running was today. Just to kind of point that out. Slay has been getting beat this offseason pretty good, but, he's facing top talent here, so I can't really put too much on it. I know everyone's saying, should we worry about Darius Slay because he has been trailing in coverage, but, look what he's facing right now. I mean, if it's one-on-ones, look, you have no safeties. It's just one-on-one play. Slay has had his during training camp on Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. He has had his during this time. So seeing Slay struggle a little bit, it's not a big deal. He's facing good talent. I get it. We all have to understand that. So kind of want to point that out a little bit. But I want to go to the sponsor of today's video of BetUS. If I'm the betting man, then I am, and you're rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles, this is the redemption year for Jalen Hurts. This is the year we get the bad taste out of our mouths from last season. If I'm going all in, ride or die with a Super Bowl and bringing that Lombardi trophy back to Philadelphia for a second time, you need to go to BetUS, and I'm not wasting any time with it. I'm putting $500 down as the risk and getting $7,000 back at the end of the year because this offense is going to be explosive. This defense by Vic Fangio is going to be dynamic. New customers for BetUS get 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits. You can't pass it up on the most important season for the Philadelphia Eagles. Click the link in the description below, and I want to thank BetUS for sponsoring this video. And a lot more to talk about going into the rest of training camp, especially special teams, which I think at this point we're very excited to get into the kick returns. Now, we've seen the punt returns. Now we're going to the kick return pairings, which is the other thing that we've been kind of looking for as of right now. So the kick return pairings as of right now, we have Gainwell and Isaiah Rodgers, Will Shipley and John Ross, and Britton Covey and Ainias Smith. Now, we know the kick returns have changed. I actually am starting to like them a little bit because I feel like there is more opportunity to score now on kick returns where you're not having 3 to 4 different waves of guys going downfield on kick return for the kick return specialist. Now you have one line on kick, one line on kickoff, one line on kick return, going at it, making sure that you get these blocks and really making a big deal. So you have a lot of speed right now. It would be nice if Ainias Smith could show us something because his camp has been god-awful at this point. So my favorite pairing, kind of looking at this right now, I don't know. It's really tough for me because I would like to see Covey on kick returns with a little bit more space, which would be pretty good. Will Shipley, I need to see more. Like I said, I haven't seen enough from him. He's had a good camp, but I need to see more from him just with more of an eye because I don't think we've seen him too much from the physical eye as of right now. So hopefully in these preseason games we'll see a lot more. But I do like John Ross there. And obviously, Isaiah Rodgers has had past experience with kick returns because he is a kick returner and he's done plays in the past. He's done a good job there. So you have experience back here and you have guys that they're putting together to see what they could do. So I'm very excited about kick return. This is honestly the first time we've been hearing about kick return of the pairings and we're really what they have back there as of right now. So I really do like the mix and match there, and we'll see how it goes. This week we'll find out more about what happens in the kick return game. Now we're gonna be talking about Nakobe Dean because like we said, we sign a linebacker today. It's nothing to shake a stick at this point. Nakobe Dean actually blew up a play on Will Shipley today, which was really good. Pushed him back right into Pickett. I mean, just totally just got really aggressive today, which was great. So you're getting plays from Trotter every day, making a play. Nakobe Dean, after that horrible open practice that he had, now is starting to make some plays now. But from what I heard from Brantley Gowton today, his coverage was god awful today. I mean, he just can't do it, man. And you know what? If you can't cover as a linebacker in this defense, I feel like there's just no room for this guy at all. Like, it's just at this point, unless you're going to use him for specifically going after the quarterback and just making him one-dimensional. Other than that, I mean, I like this is the reason why I got rid of Hassan Reddick and some of these other guys on the team, because you have guys that just really are just horrible in pass coverage. And Nakobe Dean, hopefully, is a better tackler. I didn't like that open practice on that open try tackle to Kenneth Gainwell, but I'm hoping hopefully he is better. Hopefully that was just a really bad and horrible mistake that we just seen on the field at that point. But for Brantley Gowton and a couple others, coverage isn't good. Yeah, he's getting cooked pretty good there. So linebacker still, I think it's still a glaring issue, because at least if we had one really good backup that could play inside, outside linebacker, I really wouldn't care that much. But you're depleted right now. I like Trotter Jr. fighting, but it's just not enough. You know what I mean? It's just not going to be enough. I can't put everything on a late round draft pick to walk in and do everything. It's not going to happen that way. So really Devin White and Zach Bond is what we're really praying on staying healthy this year. I mean, at this point too, they can move Cooper DeJean there too, like for specific, they can move him there for offensively if they see a matchup they want and want to put Cooper DeJean as another linebacker or a backup linebacker. They could do different things with him, like I said. So there's always different aspects of play calling that you could really showcase with some of these players, and could be one option that they could do there. But it's not looking good right now, linebacker wise. I'll tell you that when it comes to the depth there. I'm not for your future. For guys on multi-year contracts, it's not looking good. Zach Bond and Devin White are the only two linebackers who are really the two guys that could potentially play good, but they're on 1-year deals. So it's a shitty thing right now. Jalen Carter was pushing. They did some 2 versus 2 offensive line, defensive line drills. Jalen Carter pushing Max Sharping all over the place. He was mauling him today. Jalen Carter, can't wait to see more of Jalen Carter this season. Jordan Davis had a tackle for loss today, and he pushed into Jalen Hurts and got near to a sack today, which was good. So Jordan Davis is having a really solid camp. Looks like he's in shape. Looks like he's athletic. Looks like that motor is a lot better, not running out of gas too fast, which is a fantastic thing. And very excited about that. Moro Jomo, yet another day. Man, the 6th-round pick, Moro Jomo, let me tell you, man, this guy, he flashed at the end of the year last year, and he's been taking advantage of this whole entire offseason program and what he's done in training camp, just constant pressure. Even if he's not getting the sack, you're making the quarterback move inside the pocket, out of the pocket. You're making a move. It's a fantastic thing to see. Fantastic thing to see from Moro Jomo and what he's done so far. Sean Stephens finally gets a pick 6 today with the Philadelphia Eagles. And, Sean Stephens that really played at a couple low-end schools, 16 interceptions. But I think it was like 15, 16 picks in 2 years. Took a lot of time off in college because he was taking care of his mother that was really sick, and then finally gets a shot to come to the Eagles training camp to see what he could do. And not saying he's going to make the team at all, but it's a guy at least making a play as of right now. It's a really good sign. So nice that Sean Stephens is doing some good things there. And other than that, that's pretty much it. We talked about Eagles training camp. camp. We've talked about, obviously, the cornerback position going forward, what it's looking like. We had some injury scares, unfortunately, which, I was hoping that nothing was going to happen, but it seems like everything is okay now. Guys are coming back. Guys are getting prepared for preseason this week. Vic Fangio's press conference, and obviously, Johnny Wilson talking about him. I mean, it's been a crazy camp and really good. Have had really a lot of interest in just what's been going on. This is one of the most important camps I've ever watched, and the competition is nuts. It's not clear cut. It's pretty close. Everybody's on the same level at this point, and it's really nice to watch all that kind of unfold. But other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys haven't, click the link in the description for BetUS to sign up today. Get 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits, and definitely check out the offers. Pretty much BetUS offers 24/7 customer service, getting your own winnings with up to 24-hour payouts, all that great stuff. Link in the description for BetUS. Thank you for sponsoring this video as usual. And let me know what you guys think about the 8th day of training camp. Are you guys still worried about linebacker? Did you like the signing? How do you feel in general? We talk every day about this, so let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day, and make sure you like the video because it helps the channel out tremendously. Thank you for all the support, and love you all. See you guys on the next one. Shakes up, follow, so peace out, guys. Peace.